minutes from now, I will be juggling these pins. So I started watching the video, and the very first thing that the instructor says is, you need to know how to juggle with tennis balls first, because that's the important first step. But, he said, the motion is completely different. When you're juggling with tennis balls, you're doing it all with your wrists. When you're juggling with pins, you're doing it with your arm, with your whole arm. You use your elbow. And I went, oh, that's what I was doing wrong. I was doing it with my wrist. I hit pause on the video. I went over and I said, all right, using my wrist now. And I threw the pins back down. I said, forget it. It's not happening. I kept watching the video. The instructor on the video is a bit of a goofball, which I think is kind of nice. Gives me hope for myself. The instructor said, the first thing you need to do, he said, you can do this, but you're going to have to do it in baby steps. And the first thing you have to do is learn how to throw the pin and catch it. And he said, I want you to do this. Just keep throwing the pin, just one pin, and catching it. And do that until you can do it perfectly. And then move on to the next step. The next step was to take 2 pins and to throw them back and forth. But he said, when we do it in baby steps, we build success upon success, and we don't move on until we've mastered the previous step. And it hit me, this isn't about juggling. This is about service. This is about every problem that I've ever seen in every church. This is where Christians get it wrong. You see something that someone else is doing, and they're doing it really well, and you're like, I want to do that. And then we screw it up, we fail, and we say, I'm not even going to try anymore. Or we see something that another church is doing something incredible, and we're like, well, that's what our church needs to be doing. And so we get a program together, and we get a lot of people excited, and then it fails miserably. And we give up. I've seen a lot of churches just give up. We ignore the baby steps. We ignore the small successes that get us to the bigger ones. And instead of serving today with what God has called us to do today, we get discouraged and we quit. But if we put in the time and today we do exactly what God has called us to do, then eventually we master our calling. And now I'm going to light them on fire. That'll be next week.